Hi, welcome Gemini. This is your Love Scope reading for the month of March 2014. So I decided to release the videos today and do the videos today because I thought there would be a lot of energy because Venus enters Aquarius today after leaving Capricorn since December. So I really see a grounded energy for you this month today. I see it today, but for this month. Now we have the Magician as our very first card. So this kind of tells me that, this is usually the universe asking you what you want. Okay? And it's the universe asking you what you want. But I think it's more of you really needing to separate fantasy from reality in relationships. I see a lot about, there's almost a warning here this month. That you might be entering the month with almost a sense of blinders on to really think through your steps. And I think as you get into the middle of the month or so, it's going to be more of trying to see if that person fits in your life. Maybe they'll move in. If you're just have a person of interest or you meet somebody, and to see if they really fit or they don't fit. I think the cards are really in your, the ball's in your park. Most definitely. It'll be your choices that determines the outcome of every relationship that you are in or experiencing this month. And some of them will work and some of them won't. But I really think that you'll stand in your truth and you'll have peace about whatever decisions you make. Okay? So the universe is really asking, what you desire and what you want. And I know we've had a lot of growing in that respect. And I think you're finishing off some lessons here. Although I don't have a finishing off of lessons card. So perhaps this is going to continue on for another month or so. Maybe a couple of months. But the Knight of Pentacles really tells me to think out your steps rationally. And, so this is kind of a warning that there might be some blinders on going into the month. Maybe your perception of... I'm kind of jumping ahead on the card with the perception because we have the Two of Swords, which is making decisions and having the blindfold on. Let's just get that card up so when I'm talking about it, you actually have an actual picture of the card I'm talking about here. And it's a little later in the reading, but it's kind of blending in to the Knight of Pentacles. And we have the Two of Cups. Okay, so very much... well, let's go through all of our cards and then we'll talk about them. We have the Two of Wands and we also have the Page of Cups. I drew 6 cards for you, and then maybe we'll do a romance angel as well at the end here. So the Page of Cups. So, this kind of tells me that you have high aspirations for your partner and what you want out of them. And I think if you are meeting somebody and you're talking online and whatnot, there's a little bit of flirtation going on with somebody perhaps, or it could be in the relationship that you're in. You might not be actually seeing the real picture, and I don't think it's a picture of deception. I think it's just the way that you're seeing it. I think you almost have blinders on or a blindfold on. Not really seeing, maybe you think they're wealthier than they are, or they have more stature in the community than they do, or they're more romantic than you thought they were, or, there's 1,001. It's really hard when it's not a personal reading because everybody's on a different path. And of course, there's not going to be a time when every Gemini is breaking up with everybody or marrying everybody, or so it's a little harder to do a broad reading on love because there's so many different influences and so many different situations, and I think love is so personal that it's very hard, but I am trying to get through these readings. So So if you're in a relationship, I think you should navigate this time very, very carefully. Okay, I think once you hit mid-month or so and that Venus energy really gets going and whatnot, you're really going to be grounded in the relationship. You're really going to have a sense of knowledge. If it's a person of interest, you're going to have a lot clearer definition of who they are and what they stand for, what their morals and their goals are, and how they meld with your morals and goals. You know, I think the first couple of weeks is a testing stage if you're going through that. You know, you're definitely being drawn towards somebody in your life. Now, are they just there for the lesson going forward, or are they there for the long-term security? I think you really need to look at the relationship and what they stand for and see if it really melds with what you stand for in life. Most definitely. You know, who fits your life? And I think towards the middle of the month and going towards April and whatnot, I think you will have a much better feel of that. And I think that if you reveal some truths about somebody in your life, or feel that you need to release some truths about your life to them, that it's going to be a make or break kind of thing. But I think by revealing those truths, and I mean the Page of Cup really talks to learning new truths and learning new things. And I don't think with the path you're on so far, from all the readings I've done for you so far, I don't think it's you really determining so much what you want in your life anymore. But I think it's more of learning, as you know, this card looks right towards the Two of Wands, somebody drawing you in. Learning new truths about a person in your life. And, you know, if that's the truth you want to live with going forward, I think you're going to have peace regardless of choice. The Two of Cups tells me that you stand very much in what you stand for in love and relationships and going forward and what you really want and what you really desire. And so there might be a little bit of unity second half of the month on whether or not it really works. Okay, so if you're in a relationship, really guard against this time because they could be your everything and you might not have understood just how important they are in your life. Or you might understand that they are not important in your life and you were going based on the wrong value systems. But I think around the middle of the month you're going to have almost like a strong advancement with somebody. But it's only after you realize the real truths about the person. And I don't think the person is being deceptive. I don't see any deception in any of the cards. I think it's more about learning and growing together and realizing a little bit more about the person that you're partnering with. Will there be somebody coming into your life this month? If you are looking for that, I think with Venus going into Aquarius, yes, I think we're going to have a lot of relationships regardless of the sign coming into our lives if you're single. Whether or not it's long-term depends on the truths that will be uncovered, and it could be just the lesson of clarifying your truths a little bit more in a light and taking off that blindfold and really seeing what your choices are going forward with that person and making some decisions based on that. And I think that there'll be a sense of peace about that. I really do. Let's pick you a romance angel card, shall we? Excuse me. I am getting better. I'm much better, actually. I've got this little bit of a nagging cough that hangs on. But besides that, you know, vitamins, fresh air, exercise, that'll clear it up in no time flat. So, oh, okay, so let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So maybe it'll be a little bit about inquiring to close contacts, people that you have in common, maybe some of his or her friends, and getting their input on who they are and what they stand for in life might give you a little bit of clarity going forward. There's such a glare on these cards. They're so shiny. Or talking to your best friend, a close confidant, really to work through some of your truths and your challenges. But I really think it's a grounded energy, and I think you are really looking at who is going to fit the big picture in your life and what you want and what you desire going forward. I don't think it's too much of an internal look. I think it's an outward look on what that person stands for, or when people are being brought into your life, what they stand for, and would you like that truth in your life? Does your values meld together as one, or is it a deal breaker? Does it separate you in some way? So until next time I see you on YouTube, please remember, I love you.